Have you ever just looked at a Pokemon and thought to yourself, wow, that's a really cool type combination. It must be pretty unique. Well, if you have, then great. And if not, well, okay then. Basically, they're like a 1 in 700 and something. Or in some cases, the whole line shares the typing, so they become 2 in 700 and something, or 3 in 700 or something. But I think you get the point I'm trying to make here. These Pokemon own their type combination, which I find to be fascinating. These guys don't blend in, they stand out. Some stand out more than others, which is why I'm making this video. These are my top 10 favorite unique type combinations within Pokemon. With all that out of the way, let's get started.
Rolling, I can never get enough. I've been up too long and I way too drunk, but we straight up in it and we feeling lifted.
Coming in at the number 10 spot, we have Stunfisk. I know it's not hard to see that this little guy is a pretty special Pokemon, but on top of all his lovable specialties, he is also quite unique. Stunfisk is a ground and electric dual type, and get this, Stunfisk is supposedly based on a flounder or dab. Wait, not that dab, this one, the common dab, combined with an electric ray. This explains its electric type, but why ground? In its Pokemon Y and Alpha Sapphire Dex entries, they both state that it conceals itself in the mud of the seashore. Then it waits. When prey touch it, it delivers a jolt of electricity. So since it likes mud so much, I guess it just gained the ground typing. It's really hard not to love this thing in all honesty, and when thinking of the list for this video, there was just no way I couldn't include him. Battle-wise, he's a little lacking since he's only immune to electric, resistant to flying, rock, poison, and steel, and weak to grass, ground, ice, and water. But none of that matters because he has a really cool type combination. Coming in at the number 9 spot, we have one of my personal favorites, Heracross. Heracross is surprisingly the only Pokemon on this list with a Mega form, being based on a Japanese rhinoceros beetle, which are known for being incredibly strong and, fun fact, commonly used in insect fighting. Yes, insect fighting is an actual thing, I am not making it up. But anyway, since it's based on the rhino beetle and its super strong muscles, that would explain why it's not only a bug type but also a fighting type as well. Battle-wise, this thing is actually not bad, and possibly even very good, if used in the right circumstances. Especially when talking stat-wise. Type-wise, however, is a little bit of a different story. Heracross has 0 immunities, resists fighting, ground, bug, grass, and dark, is 4 times weak to flying, and has normal weaknesses to fire, psychic, and the fairy types. Floating into the number 8 spot, we have, algae? More specifically, Dragalge, which is just that. Dragon Algae. Dragalge is a poison and dragon type Pokemon introduced in the 6th generation of games, and fun fact, it and Skrelp, its pre-evolution, were the only poison types introduced. It is supposedly based on the leafy sea dragon, which would explain the dragon typing, as the sea dragon is, well, based on a dragon of the sea. In terms of typing, this Pokemon has a lot of resistances, which I feel more than make up for its weaknesses, and on top of that, it has a very high special defense stat. Also, its hidden ability is adaptability, which boosts its stab bonus or same type attack bonus from 1.5 times to 2 times. Imagine this with a Sludge Wave or Draco Meteor and you'd really be feeling that one. But let's backtrack a little bit and take it to the types. Dragalge has no immunities, but resists the fighting, fire, electric, poison, water, bug, and grass types, but is weak to ground, psychic, ice, and dragon. Coming into the number 7 spot, we have the midget wrestling bird itself, Hawlucha. Hawlucha is a fighting flying Pokemon that was introduced in the Generation 6 games. Hawlucha is pretty obviously based on a luchador, and luchadors, for those who don't know, compete in lucha libre fighting, which is a form of wrestling in Mexico. This would explain its fighting type as well as its flying type, since in this particular fighting form, aerial takedowns are used quite often, as opponents never really expect an attack from above. Battle-wise, Hawlucha strikes hard and, most importantly, fast. Hawlucha is immune to ground types, resistant to fighting, bug, grass, and dark types, but weak to the electric, psychic, ice, and fairy types. Coming into the number 6 spot, we have none other than Olgamoth, aka Pokemon Sun, aka Volcarona. Volcarona is a bug and fire type Pokemon introduced in Generation 5. Its typing may be derived from the words volcano and corona, which would explain its fire typing, as a volcano is a mountain shooting its goo, my dude. The goo obviously being lava here, while the corona is the fiery aura the sun gives off. As for the bug type, it's a giant moth, so yeah, that's about it. What I found really cool is that Volcarona is supposedly based off the saying, like moths to a flame, which actually makes a lot of sense as Volcarona is again a fire moth. Type-wise, it's not too shabby either, resisting the fighting, bug, steel, ice, fairy, and quad resisting grass, while only being weak to flying, water, and quad weak to rock. Stealing the number 5 spot, we have the magnificent armored bird Skarmory. Yes, the stealing it in the start was a pun. Skarmory is a steel and flying Pokemon introduced in Generation 2 and appears to be based on a condor or some other flying bird with armor on. Yeah, that's literally it. It's a bird with armor. Going into this, I was thinking it had some really cool, deeper meaning, but I guess not. It's literally a bird with armor. But, you know, armored birds are cool too. Don't get me wrong. In battle, this thing is a defensive wall stronger than anything like it. That may be a bit of an exaggeration, but you know what? It's okay. Skarmory is one of my favorite defensive walls to use, since it can eat up physical hits and has a pretty reliable method of recovery. As far as weaknesses go, I think Skarmory is the best yet, being immune to poison and ground, resisting normal flying, steel, psychic, dragon, fairy, and quad resisting bug and grass, while only being weak to fire and electric. Stomping onto its throne in the number 4 spot is the king of the prehistoric beasts itself, Tyrantrum. Tyrantrum is a rock and dragon Pokemon introduced as one of the fossil Pokemon in Generation 6 alongside Amurus. It is based off of a Tyrannosaurus Rex, which I hope everyone knows is not a Pokemon, but in fact a dinosaur. Its rock typing comes from it being a fossil, and I'm guessing its dragon typing just comes from it being a dinosaur, as a lot of dinosaurs based on Pokemon are dragon types, such as Haxorus, Yveltal, and Garchomp, but at the same time a lot aren't, so don't kill me in the comments please. As far as typings go, the king resists normal flying, poison, fire, and electric while being weak to fighting, ground, steel, ice, dragon, and fairy. Coming in at the number 3 spot is the king of the dance floor, Ludicolo. Mr. Steelio Prom Date over here is a water and grass Pokemon. Ludicolo is known as the carefree Pokemon, which, if I might add, seems to suit him amazingly well, as he literally just does not care about anything that goes on around him. Ludicolo appears to be based on a stereotypical Mexican dancer, which would explain its water typing. Can I say that on YouTube? Wait. Hold on. What I meant to say was, he's based off of a combination of a duck, platypus, kappa, and a pineapple? Yeah, he's based on a duck fruit, or a fruit duck. So water and grass, there it is. As far as typing, He resists the ground, steel, and quad resists the water typing, while he is weak to flying, bug, and poison. So this is a Pokemon that I wanted to put at the number 1 spot since it's the last Pokemon to be revealed, but I think the number 1 spot is more deserving of its place. Anyway, the number 2 spot is going to a Pokemon that I think has my favorite color palette out of all 700 or so Pokemon, Volcanion. Volcanion is a fire and water mythical Pokemon. I'd say legendary, but I don't want to trigger you sticklers out there. Volcanion draws its typing from canyons or geysers where the water is boiled by lava, hence the fire and water typings. His ability is Water Absorb, which makes him immune to the water type. He is resistant to bug, fairy, quad resistant to steel, fire, and ice, while being weak to ground, rock, and electric. Coming in at the number 1 spot, we actually have not 1, not 2, not even 3, but 4 different forms of one Pokemon. So it's technically one Pokemon for number 1, but anyway, the Pokemon is Rotom. Regular Rotom is an electric and ghost type Pokemon. Rotom Heat is an electric and fire type. Rotom Frost is an electric and ice type. And Rotom Mow is an electric and grass type. Anyway, now because I feel like this video is getting too long, to the outro. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing me talk about these really unique Pokemon and their really unique type combinations. Please remember that these are not all the Pokemon with exclusive typings, and if you know of any others, feel free to let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more Pokemon content, and share this video with a friend. If you want to see more of my top 10s like this one, you can click the I button in the top right hand corner of the screen to see a playlist of all my countdown videos. That's all I got for you guys today, and I'll see you guys next time.